What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, in a year in 2019 for Marvel Studios that included both Avengers Endgame and one of the biggest Marvel slate reveals of all time, one of the scariest moments also happened when Sony pulled Spider-Man out of the MCU. And now a brand new report from two head executives, guys that were directly involved with the original negotiations, Tom Rothman and Alan Horn for Sony and Disney respectively, got to sit down and talk about the sharing agreement, some things that happened then, and then offered some insight into the future of Spider-Man, Sony, and Marvel that should make the fans very happy. We're going to break down exactly what these two executives said about Tom Holland's Peter Parker and his future in the MCU. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel-related stuff, including a limited edition Infinity Saga box set. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as reported by the playlist.net in a brand new THR roundtable discussion, the two executives mentioned in the prologue, Tom Rothman from Sony and Disney's Alan Horn, way up there on the corporate tree, talked about the negotiations last year for Spider-Man and what it might mean for the future for both companies and Tom Holland. Alan Horn had to say the fan base, which is important to all of us, seemed to really respond to what Tom Holland and Spider-Man's crew had done before, and they like it. They like the fact that the MCU and Kevin Feige were involved. We heard feedback out there that suggested joining forces once again was probably a really good idea. Now, that's not exactly how it played out, especially in the court of public opinion, and we'll get to that. But when asked specifically about a new deal being struck after the next 2 MCU films that are part of the original agreement from last fall, Tom Rothman said, quote, "I hope so. I think this was a classic win-win-win. I think it was a win for Sony. I think it was a win for Disney. I think it was a win for the fans and moviegoers. The only thing I would say that is the news cycle and the rhythm of negotiations don't necessarily overlap. I think we would have gotten there, and that the news got ahead of some things." What he's specifically saying is that sites like mine, yes, I'll take some of the onus here, were reporting on what was going on in the minute, up to date, because that's the nature of news in the web, for especially is something as important as Spider-Man negotiations that were never intended to really be played out in public. And he's basically saying, regardless of all the fanfare and the crying out to keep Spider-Man in the MCU, he's thinking they would have gotten there anyway. Maybe it wouldn't have taken the now very famed drunk phone call from Tom Holland to Disney CEO Bob Iger to keep him in the MCU after all, but either way, this spells really good news for a lot of fans who were wondering if these next 2 movies wouldn't be Peter Parker's last stint in the MCU. Now, friend of the channel and inside scoopster Mikey Sutton has said for a long time that Spider-Man Peter Parker's plan is to stay in the MCU, but you can't fault a lot of other people for reporting and thinking, given this matchup with Sony and not knowing the details of the sharing agreement in particular, as well as it being very public that Sony now wants to cross Tom Holland's Peter Parker over into their very, very wide open Spider-Verse that has everybody under the sun except for Spider-Man. A lot of us thought there was a good chance Sony would take their opportunity to pull Tom Holland at the very next stop and then put him into the Sony world that they're building out at a very rapid pace. But it could be the case now, as it's looking, that Sony thinks that keeping Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the MCU is a good idea, which leads me to 2 final thoughts. First, the report that they might be going back over Andrew Garfield to continue making his Spider-Man movies. Well, that's what you would do if you didn't have Tom Holland's Peter Parker, but in lieu of that not being the case, and what I'd like to think is that Sony and Disney have truly worked out a sharing agreement, and that they're going to be able to share the character to exist in both of their universes and movies, so we can finally get that Tom Holland, Tom Hardy, Peter Parker, Venom crossover that we so desperately want. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. A, the fact that there's a good chance that the sharing agreement will continue and that Tom Holland's Peter Parker will stay in the MCU past Spider-Man 3 and then the next movie, whatever that is on the agreement. Plus, that'll lead probably directly to Avengers 5, and maybe even his involvement in the Secret Invasion storyline if that's what they choose to do with the Captain Marvel build-up in 2022. Either way, let me know all your thoughts and where you want to see him pop up, whether it's the Fantastic Four, Ant-Man 3, like Tom Holland has said he really wants to work with Paul Rudd or the next Avengers film, I'm all ears. Let me know in the comments, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 600,000 subscriber mark. We just gave 1 away at 550 and 2 away at 500. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes here at the channel, like the limited edition Infinity Saga box set. We gave the first one away on New Year's Eve. We'll be giving this one away on the 2nd anniversary of the channel. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the limited edition Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we announce here at the channel over the next couple of years as we double down all the way up to 1 million, hopefully, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, and if you've missed any of the past winners, especially real recently, no worries. All you have to do, scroll back to the channel, look for the subscriber count and the winner announcement in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.